Here in Coventry at the Rico Arena. We're going now into the first round, first mid rollout. I gotta watch my boy Platinum as he goes into this rollout. Hitting it pretty quick so far. Opting to go through house. Gonna be charging his first sticky, shooting it at the window. Getting a bead on the war. Going now into my free cam. Platinum's kind of out here on his own. Epsilon are really getting very aggressive. Finally, Mixup has arrived here, claiming the rest of the mid. Tech getting very aggressive, causing Mixup to have to sort of turn around. Epsilon starting to move across the point. Now Bash really just taking these heals, and he does take down Harblue. Squid and Enigma and Seagull are still up though, and those three make up the flank of Mixup, and they can make magic happen when they are back into a corner. Bash gets separated from his medic. He gets taken down. Now it's just Nox with 50 health. Yes, Ubisoft out, does get one hit in, but no, it is not going to be enough. That's going to be pretty much a wipe. I think Kyler actually died early and is a late respawn perhaps coming into this fight. He's going to get pushed out by Squid, and that's going to be the first cap of mid there going in favor of Mixup, but both medics did die, Ryushi.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Nox hasn't quite spawned yet, but we could still see a crits out here. I know he does like it on war as well, can do so much with a crit sweep, but no, he's going to opt for the medigun and look to just sort of hold this second point as much as they possibly can. They've got the positioning for it, but maybe they're just going to have to back out. They're in trash at the moment, and Mixup are starting to take control of the Spire.
Epsilon Mike jumping up onto that Spire, making sure to control that high ground for his team. Mixup taking a ton of very coordinated spam from Epsilon. They are forced to back out of their choke. Not a single player on their team was left with a suitable buff to continue staying in that fight. Epsilon now are really backing off and sort of shoving over towards flank. I wonder if they were expecting a quick rotation push, but no, that's not the case. Mixup are just sitting back on mid, getting their buffs. They have their Uber now, and they're going to open this up and go right through this choke.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was, Seagull was actually going to get caught out there by Mike over on the flank. And now, I mean, with that Roma down, our Mix are going to still want to push here. I'm not entirely certain they will. Yeah, they're just sort of sitting on mid. No one really wants to make too much of a dangerous play. Bash and Kyler both trying to come in through that valley area, and Tech's in behind. How did he even get that? I don't know. Platinum pipes it down, but he forces the pop out of Harblue. Nox has now got 100% Uber advantage, and they're coming straight into the choke. TLR is surely going to get caught out. He's 34 health, surfs it and manages to land on 7 health, and the rest of the mix-up do manage to get out after that. But a really nice force from Tech. I have no idea how he got there. Enigma even getting cleaned up just at the last second by War, and Seagull as well getting respawn cleaned up. So nice play by Epsilon there.
Oh, really great stickies and pipes there from Platinum, denying the aggression from Bash and potentially saving both his own life and the life of Harblue, his medic. But Mixup are going to get pushed out here by the encroaching aggression of Epsilon. They are starting to control this fire now. They are climbing up. Mixup thinking about maybe contesting it. They're peeking out these shutter doors. Yes, Tyler is going to go up, but he's going to meet 3 players. Actually does kind of knock him down. Not taking too much damage himself. Opening up the door for Platinum. Out on the Grey Witch to get some spam. Bash says, no, get back in there. Don't spam my team off this point. We're going to take this cap. Mixup, despite the point being capped, are still in lobby, still poking and peeking a little bit aggressively. Finally, they think, no, we should get back to last. We need to play this defensively, wait for the Uber push to come in, stuff it, and then push back out. Epsilon now almost ready to come in, and the Uber is popped on War. Harblue still holding his Uber, milking away. That is Farmer Brown. He finally does pop a much better Uber for Mixup. They need to be afraid of the back caps, though. Epsilon has a couple people on the bottom left looking from the defensive point of view there. Enigma does opt to go, actually, pardon me, that's a Seagull. Going up through the bottom left, Mixup are clearing all of the routes, but Bash is actually in an interesting position here. He's hiding above the shutter on that little rock entrance. He's going to see Enigma. Seagull is up on the point. Bash is actually going on the back cap route. Is there anyone there to stop him? There are stickies on the point. Can he clear them in time? The cap is going on Spire. Can Bash get this cap? The stickies are dead. Bash is not in. Oh! With just a sliver left on that cap point, Enigma does take him down, but in doing that, Epsilon were able to take advantage of that distraction, get on the Spire, and stop the cap, and they're going to hold on to this, and that point is so close to being capped, Ryushi.
Yeah, that was so huge. So clutch by Enigma there to just get that last second. Enigma also coming straight onto the second point, trying to cap it out. He's going to go down to Kyler, and now Epsilon, they're in a comfortable position. They've got a slight Uber advantage, they've got a pick advantage. They know they can go straight into last. All they've got to do is just touch that point with the tips of their feet, or their face, or whatever, you know, face plant onto the point. I don't care. They just want to touch it.
Yeah, I mean, I would try having just like some soldiers bombing into there to take the stickies and then a scout dive to follow up, but I think they're going to play this maybe a little bit more methodical than I would in their position, which is probably for the best if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure. Nox actually gets forced out in lobby. I'm not quite sure where or how, but he has no Uber now, and Mixup know this, and they're coming straight out. They're looking to get that aggressive hold. War's in a really dangerous position. He's going to take down Enigma with a sticky trap and then jump straight out to try and find his medic. But there's an Uber TLR right behind him. He's on 22 health. Is he going to be able to get it out? Yeah, Mike juggles up TLR into the air and now trying to do as much damage, trying to save Nox from coming out. But in comes Bash from behind. Team up with Mike, take down TLR. And now with that pocket down, Kylie's in behind as well. He's going for that back cap. He's going to get it out. And that's going to be 1-0 to Epsilon right there.
First round going for Epsilon thanks to the play of Kyler for fun there. Moving into our second round now, I'm going to go into the eyes of Cadus, or sorry, not Cadus, War, wrong team. Watching now as War is rolling out onto mid here. Pretty darn quick. Let's see where he sends his first sickie. Right at Platinum at that house. Going into my free cam now. We have once again Epsilon with a bit of an earlier presence, but Seagull with that bomb just directly into Epsilon. He does go down, but he's caused a bit of distraction. Mix-up now all over the point. They have a pretty decent position, but Epsilon are starting to swarm. Bash is right up against Harblue, not able to get enough shots off to frag him, though. He does get taken down quite quickly. Harblue totally separated. Tech does find him and take him down. It's just Enigma and Squid, but you can never count these guys out until they're completely dead. Enigma does take down War. He's still alive. He has Seagull respawning now, but Enigma's health is too low. He can't do anything. He decides to back out, meet up with the rest of his team, but that Uber advantage is fully in favor of Nox and Epsilon.
Yeah, War just put out so much damage on that entire mid fight. He got jumped by both soldiers there, just denied both of them with air stickies, and I mean it was just huge play from him. He stayed alive much longer than he ought to have, and now with this 100% advantage from Nox, I want to see where he pushes with it.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching Mike in this push coming up. They are taking this through the patio right now. They are spotted out. Mike's being very careful, checking for stickies. They're going to do an audible right now and decide to push through diagonal instead as they get the call that Seagull and that Scout is there. Mike is actually going up top. He's not going to be taking this Uber. It's going to be War. He actually sticky jumps with the Uber. He's trying to force mix-up. He's trying to corral them into these doors. They don't necessarily need to get frags. They just need to get mix-up inside of those doors where it's really easy to contain them and prevent them from coming out and contesting this spire. That said, though, it's 2 frags for each team right now. Epsilon, ooh, wow, War with a quick 180 pipe onto Tyler. Seagull going up trying to stop this fire. He has succeeded so far. Mix-up might be able to retain a bit of control here, but War is actually inside. He might pick off Platinum. He tries to go back inside. Platinum does fall for the trap. War picking up another. Right now, Squid has 14 health. He's trying to take down War. Actually gets the sign kill. Enigma finally comes in and avenges his scout partner, but War just doing so much damage, so much distraction there. I think that might open things up a little bit for Epsilon.
Yeah, they're coming straight in. Bash is already round behind the point, but it doesn't matter. He gets shot and down by Enigma, and now TLR cleaning up tech. So there may have been a little bit over aggressive there from Nox. He didn't have the Uber, he wasn't ready for it. And now there's going to be Uber up for Harblue as well. He's on 54 HP though, so he's not really looking to push out until he can at least find a health pack. But with the rest of Epsilon now respawning, Kyler's only up in 1 second. This might be too aggressive from Mix-Up. They're pretty low up at choke right now, but Epsilon are going to give them this.
They've got a sliver of an Uber advantage that they're trying to make work. Nox is so close. He just barely gets it, surfing that rocket away right as he pops, staying at full 150 health. Tech actually getting a backstab on Tyler somewhere in the mix of that, in all the chaos. Seagull bombing in, trying to do as much damage as he can in this choke. He just wants to make sure that his medic can get out alive. That is Harblue. Harblue's just backing out. He gets the air onto Enigma, getting him right back up to full health. Bash now pressuring him, and he does take down Harblue. So this is going to be a big Uber advantage and a heals advantage and a numbers advantage for Epsilon. They don't even need to wait for this Uber. They can just push in right now.
Yeah, that was some beautiful flank plays from Bash. Really showing the old Bash that I've seen before, but now he's going to get caught out. No, Enigma actually just gets completely caught between the shotguns.
Tech's actually behind Platinum on Spy. Oh, he gets spotted up with Seagull though.
Yeah, but now they've lost 2. Do they really want to come in? They've got 84%. They can pick up Platinum and just Mike and Bash just play point. Bash standing on it, Mike spamming it. Easy round for them.
That cap gets a polite applause from the crowd. Gentle appreciation for the display of skill and coordination coming out of Epsilon right now. Moving into our third mid fight, Ryushi, why don't you tell me about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to see what TLR does. Generally, he's going to follow Seagull from what I've seen so far. So Seagull looks like he's going towards that shit house here. And yeah, in he goes. He jumps in straight towards that choke. And TLR follows him, puts down a rocket, but just sort of leaves him behind. Something just happened. I think a huge air shot by Tech onto Harblue, maybe. But now TLR is sort of trapped out in the middle of the point. Mix-Up has split up. They're all really low. Less than 40 health between the 4 of them. And surely Epsilon are just going to come back in and just wipe them. They have no health.
Yeah, Kyler's realized what's going on. He's like, wait a minute, I'm just going to plus forward and get like a 4K right about now. He does get 2 frags, pushes the remaining very weak members of Mix-Up out of that mid. This is going to be a pretty clean cap for Epsilon, and they have a very big Uber advantage. This is suddenly looking like it might be a very quick third round, and going up 3-0 very quickly for Epsilon. That doesn't spell fantastic things for Mix-Up. The Uber now of Epsilon is starting to move through pretty much uncontested through the flank area there. That's through diagonal. They do take the Uber inside. It is forced. They pick up Harblue though, so the work of that Uber is done. The medic is down. Mike takes down Squid as well, with 2 players down, one of those being the medic as well, picking up a 3rd frag. This is looking like it's in the bag for Epsilon.
I think Mike just got a double air shot on a jumping Seagull as well, so if it wasn't, then it was at least a lot of damage from Kyler. Kyler's just going to run straight in on this last. He's going to shoot, put some damage into Enigma with the Pepper, and just sort of, they're just going to play around a little. They lose Bash. Maybe it's the dangerous position for them. They're losing Tech as well. Harblue's getting forced around. He's on 15 HP. Can he go down? Yes, he goes down to a lucky rocket from Mike right there. The point is being pressured, but Epsilon look like they want to back it out. I say that Kyler's coming in. He's just going to get 2 shot by Squid there. Some nice aim from him. And Epsilon, Nox must have gone down. Tech's picked up that spy once again. Let's see if he can get any nice backstabs onto Harblu once he respawns.
We're going to go into the eyes of Tech here. We're going to go, actually, just kidding. He gets spotted out almost immediately, but you know what? He does juke him. Tech's going for the long con right now. We're going to follow him from start to finish. Hopefully this goes somewhere. Tech's cloak is run out. He's actually still nowhere near the enemy lines. He is, in fact, quite safe still. Tell you what, you take over the commentary. I'm going to keep watching Tech. I'll interrupt if something interesting happens.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's going to be Epsilon just sort of sitting around in that lower lobby right now. Making their way up to the top, building a little bit, trying to... I mean, they have a 30% advantage, so if they can keep that up and then just push in with Tech already being behind, then... I mean, he can play havoc with the mix-up defense. Nox on 94% right now. A spam coming into the top lobby, and maybe
Tech's actually making his move. Tech's gotten up, but no, he just goes for the air poke. But the distraction might be enough. The Uber has come in for Epsilon, but Harblu is so close to having his, but he does get taken down by Bash. Bash coming in, and just the cap is going to go for Epsilon. That's a quick and clean 3-0 for Europe's finest. I'm not sure what Mix-Up needs to change here going into this 4th rollout.
Well, I called it 3-0 up early for Epsilon, but that Mix-Up are going to turn it on, so I'm expecting big things from them this middle. Some huge bombs, some huge plays from Squid, you know. He can go absolutely crazy. So I want to see what he's going to do, where his position is going to be. I just need to find him. He's sitting at the shit house at the moment, so I'm going to see what he's going to be able to do. He's coming straight in onto the middle. Epsilon's sort of holding around the enemy water closet. And they're going to lose too. Bash and Mike going to be going down. Tech going to take a big air shot from KLR there, I think. Or at least some splash damage. Epsilon trying to come in though. They're sort of trapped out in the choke. And they are going to pick up Harblu somehow. War with the pipes. I don't even know where he hit that from. Squid's jumping around with 18 HP. Can Nox hit Madero? Nox is down to 8. He goes down to TLR. War now down to 11. Epsilon, the Epsilon players, which is just Tech right now, left on middle. He's on 76 HP. There's a couple of respawns coming, but I think this is going to be a mix-up middle.
Yeah, Tech's actually stuck behind enemy lines right now. He bombs in, and actually the players of Mix-Up are so hurt. He gets 1. He could potentially pick up more now, even though he only has 8 health. 1 well-placed rocket. No, it is not going to find Squid. Squid is going to take down Tech there. Tech still bought his team a little bit of time, though. Their respawns are up, and it seems like they have a somewhat comfortable hold on their Spire right now. So Mix-Up right now, though, coming right in through this choke. Very aggressive. Seagull coming in big. Tyler jumping up right onto the point. Mike getting kind of caught out, but teaming up with Kyler is able to take down Tyler. And once Tyler is down, Mix-Up might not be able to find the damage and coordination in this DM that they need. Bash really getting very aggressive, trying to get Mix-Up to back off. And Mike just jumping in, playing off of that distraction from Bash, but frags are actually still going the way of Mix-Up right now. Tech getting a little air shot on the Seagull there. Squid getting right back in his face, so trying to avenge the death of his roaming soldier, and he is going to take down Tech. Now it's just War and Nox spamming up onto that point. Ubers are almost even for both teams, and Mix-Up are going to get this Spire.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a last hold for Epsilon, but so we haven't seen them last hold yet, and I mean, I wonder what they're going to be doing. We've seen how Mix-Up do it. They've had a bit of success, maybe losing out to the back cap a little bit, but I want to see what War's going to be doing. I mean, he's so key on last as a demo man. The amount of damage he can put out. So I definitely, I'm excited to see this last hold.
Yeah, he's going for a pretty standard sticky traps. He's got, 5 on the point and 3 on the exit sign covering the lower entrance. And then on the top right, he's just spamming pipes to sort of do some area denial, trying to coerce the members of Mix-Up to go into his sticky trap so he can maybe get an entry frag or get an early forest bash, actually getting a kill on a Seagull. And this is going to trigger some aggression out of Epsilon. With 1 player down on the enemy team, they're going to feel a little bit comfortable peeking out and trying to maybe get a little bit greedy, make something happen here. They're doing a great job of checking for and clearing these stickies. Mix-Up are really starting to feel the pressure, but Tyler and Enigma team up to take down Bash, and that's going to make them fall back immediately. With that 1 player down, suddenly their ability to cover all of these entrances is greatly diminished, and the threat of a back cap is too great. They're going to back off to last.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're in a comfortable position. They're 3-0 up with 14 and a half minutes left to go. So, I mean, they're quite happy to just sit here and put the game back into Mix-Up's hands, you know? Mix-Up have got to make the play here. And they're finding it hard to get in. Mike even taking down Squid there over on the bottom left. And Seagull finding it hard to get in through the spam that was coming in through main door as well. So it's up to Mix-Up right now. They've got to make a play. They've got to do something.
I think Squid was actually suiciding to go for an off class there. I think, what's he going to come up as? Is he really just coming back up as a scout? Interesting. I could have sworn he was going for maybe like a spy or a sniper switch there. Right now there are no off classes on the field. Standard cookie cutter for both teams. They're just really trying to see what positional and spam advantages they can get out of this stalemate.
And Mike's in from behind. He's jumping up to top lobby. He's not going to be able to do anything. No, Platinum goes down to 26 HP. He just sort of snuck out through main and jumped up from the bottom lobby. I mean, it's a bit of a dangerous play, but he's looking for the frags. He's looking for the frag clips. That's all he wants. And he was so close to getting it as well, but maybe a little bit dangerous. I say that. Mix-Up didn't even want to push. So they didn't feel they were in position. Tech's going to get picked up, though.
Seagull gets that frag on a Tech, and that is going to trigger the push coming out of Mix-Up now. With that 1 player advantage, Tyler is going to take his medic in through lower. They pop early, avoiding the deadly sticky trap from War. The Uber's popped almost immediately in response from Epsilon. Still a player advantage in favor of Mix-Up. They are getting chased out by the longer and stronger Uber of Epsilon, but the frags still kind of unclear who's taking the advantage in this fight. Mix-Up, it actually looks like they're being pushed out quite successfully here from Epsilon, but Seagull is actually in the back. He does get spotted and taken down by Bash and Tech, and Mix-Up. They're going to try to defend right now, but Mike is already up on that spire. He hits a really good air shot on Squid. He's just completely denying Squid right now.
Yeah, and Squid does eventually get picked up, but Enigma comes in. He was hiding underneath the bridge. He's going to pick up Nox, and now that's going to be big. I don't know if that was a dot. It wasn't, no. War is also going to get picked up, and Mix-Up defend the spire with a really nice play from Enigma there, hiding underneath that bridge.
Epsilon sort of thinking about peeking out and pushing, and actually it's really just Mike up there by himself. Once again, they're sort of going to regroup and gather back at their last. There's a really big Uber advantage for Mix-Up. They're going to come in right now through lower main. There are no stickies. Uber pop. Tyler is safe. He's in here. They got the Pyro coming in from Epsilon, but he's not really going to be able to do too much right now. They need to get on point. Mix-Up need to get on point. It's 3-all for both teams. Heels, not really sure who has the better health right now, but Enigma and Squid here. Oh, War hitting a really good vert close range air shot onto Enigma. Squid coming right in though, 41 health. My God, he's confident in his abilities. Tech is going to take him down though. But Harblue has survived. He's going to try to build this Uber off as quickly as he can. Epsilon and Nox, they have just such a big Uber advantage right now though. I wonder if they're going to try to push.
Yeah, I think Squid was coming in just for that Nox pick. He thought he was lower than he was, but now TLR's maybe going to get caught out. He's down to 24 health, in fact. Mike's going to get picked up though, but they lose both their soldiers for it. And now Squid is going to sort of win the flank battle a little bit against Kyler. And now there's actually players in from behind. Tech's on last. Is he going to be able to defend? Epsilon are rushing back now. They do not want to lose any rounds, but the Uber actually gets forced out there from Squid and Enigma. So a really nice play from them. And they've given a 60% advantage to Mix-Up, and to top it all off, War falls to the trap of Platinum on that shutter door.
Yeah, this could be the round for Mix-Up. No stickies plus a significant Uber advantage might make an easy push for them, but they still have to fight through this somewhat forward positioning coming out of Epsilon. Seagull and the rest of Mix-Up in the upper lobby, their push is going to come in right now, I think, as they get their Uber.
Mike drops almost Harblue. He got him down to 14 HP before Harblue even thought about popping that Uber, and now they're going to lose 2, lose 3. Epsilon, they're trying to defend as long as possible, but no, that's going to be the first round on the board for Mix-Up there, 3-1. I told you they'd come back and they'd get some rounds.
You're absolutely right, Ryushi. So on this mid, tell you what, why don't we take a listen to the Epsilon comms and see how they're handling their mid fights.
Normal. We need to go normal. Yeah. Stoss is not working.
Okay.
There man's spout.
So the jump.
One scout come through.
They all jump on the train.
They're fucking weak. Play down.
Scouts behind.
Coming to you.
I'm on demo.
They're fucking weak in our choke.
Two scouts
They
behind.
have
jumping
jumping
me.
as well.
The jumping me wrist play maybe. It's good on me wrist play. Yeah.
Close it down.
Fuck, the scout is
Why are you?
in
I'm
our
out.
house. Scout 40 is in our house.
C'est leur weak, c'est leur really weak on fight.
Close it down.
You are alone, Taylor.
Just Kyler left alive for Epsilon, and he does get taken down by Squid right at the very end there. Pretty solid mid for Mix-Up. Actually, I believe both meds did go down, but Harblu spawning a bit earlier. He's not able to find anyone to heal just yet, though, so he's not going to have that much of an uber advantage over Epsilon. In fact, the Ubers are dead even right now. But perhaps the positioning and the spawn timing for Mix-Up might be enough for them to want to try to push. I mean, Epsilon's heals are going to be there a little bit later.
I definitely think they're going to. Just because. Okay, no, they see like 5 Epsilon players. They're just like, no, we're not even going to try that. They want to find an advantage. With War there, he's been putting out huge damage. We've just got a thing saying follow War, so. The cameraman wants us to look at War a lot more and talk about what he's doing. I'm guessing he must be hitting quite a few shots.
Yeah, War's definitely been putting out just an insane amount of damage both in this match and really just the whole tournament. He's a relatively recent pickup for Epsilon. He's only been with the team for like 1 or 2 months, but already he's just shown that he is of course to be reckoned with, and he really bolsters the overall DM presence and ability of the entire Epsilon team.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean with the huge DM out of Mike as well, so they've got a lot of damage. But Seagull's going to jump in. He's going to see if he can get anything done. It's just going to get himself shut down. Tech immediately follows up and counter bombs himself, but he's going to get shut down. So a really nice trade from Epsilon there. They don't lose anyone, and Tech making the right decision to just immediately go. Mike's actually going to get caught out in lobby. He gets dropped by Nox there, and Mix-Up. This is the chance for Mix-Up to get onto the second point right now, and they're going to rotate round through the resub. And TLI gets launched away. He's so low, no, so close to being dropped by Harblu, but no. Harblu does manage to get to him in time, and now Ubers are being exchanged, and not a lot's really happening so far. They're just sort of waiting until they finish, and then they're going to move, maybe try and make it round into trash right there. Yes, TLR and Seagull coming in. Enigma's going to get picked up by Bash though, and now it's just an all-out war for the point. Harblu's going to get killed by War, who also picks up Seagull with the sticks as well. So this is a lot. Epsilon just cleaning house right now. It's a huge wipe for Mix-Up, and Epsilon 4 players still alive. They're going to get middle, maybe even second out of this.
Yeah, a bunch of frags right at the end there coming out of Epsilon. Really just like one after another, almost instantaneously. Tell you what, as Epsilon are getting ready to cap this point and push right through this yard here, let's give another quick listen into their comms and see how they handle this advantage push.
40 for sure, they're in charge.
I didn't have a yet.
Please come out.
Back, let's go second resub anyway.
Okay, I got it now. I got it.
I'm in.
Reload while I'm go.
Okay, let's go. Fuck, I'm running out of stickies and ammo.
Where are they?
Scout spot.
Demo's in trash. Just try and
We need to
focus
push
up on-
trash. Push trash.
The Solly on fire.
No.
Solly's resub still.
Demo down.
Solly's weak on
Push
resub.
the main. Good on me. I use that.
Yeah. Medic is so weak on top balcony. Medic is so weak.
Epsilon doing a great job pushing it right there. Their Uber is now popped forward, getting stuck up in the last right there. And Mix-Up actually might defend this. It's Squid, but no. Kyler full spawn running right onto the point. He's going to secure that round, making it 4-1 for Epsilon. Mild appreciative applause, polite applause, once again coming from the crowd.
Yeah, you see, this is Europe. We're quieter. We're not your shouty American shoot the guns into the air kind of people. But no, let's see what's going to happen this middle. And I think I can feel something insane's going to happen. You know, Tech with like a triple air shot or something. It's going to happen. So I really want to see. Enigma's going to start off by fragging Bash right there. And Tech's going to jump in behind. And now everyone's sort of fighting underneath. Mix-Up have got a lot of players coming up the enemy hill. Kyler and War are going to get picked off a bit early. Tech's going to come in from behind, or does get shot down. And now Mike's only left alive with 94 HP. So Mix-Up, pretty easy mid for them there. Pretty standard, pretty easy.
Yeah, only Mike up right now for Epsilon, and he's currently engaging in a 1v1 versus Platinum. Platinum's not going to let him get away for free. Actually does take him down there as he tries to escape plan away. No longer the equalizer, is now the escape plan Ryushi. Finally, it's the first time I've ever gotten that right in the cast. Epsilon trying to set up a forward hold right now. Maybe get an early force out of mix-up and then have a stronger chance at successfully defending last.
Yeah, I mean, the Uber gets forced really early out of Hard Blue, and they're only just coming into last with it, and Nox and War are just able to completely rotate, but the point is just getting focused. It's times 3 on there for a second, but huge place coming out of Epsilon right now. They're doing so much damage. The mix-up players that are alive have got health, but is it going to be enough? War's going to get pistoled down. Mix-up are cleaning up right now. Nox is on 14 HP. He's going to get shut down. Mike is just alone against 3, cannot defend. That's going to be 4-2 for Mix-up, so they've lost 4 rounds. They're angry. They want to do something about this.
Mix-up seem to have really sort of hit their stride, though, and I really want to hear how they're going to handle this mid now that they got a little bit of fire coursing through their veins right now. As we move into our, I believe, our 7th mid-roll out here, we're going to listen to the comms of Classic Mix-up.
Demo windows.
I'm both it.
They're going to close a lot of them.
Let's go up their side, then. Let's go up their side. If they're not
I'm
their
behind
side,
them.
let's walk up.
They're just rushing me at our choke. I'm just running to our house. There's 2 scouts chasing me, I think.
Demo's their house separated. Demo's weak.
Demo's it.
Solar's hit a 75. Scout's dead.
Demo's behind you, Plat.
Med's hit.
Pretty calm comms coming out of Mix-up. I feel like they're a lot more sparse than the Epsilon comms. It's almost like they're really trying to meter out how many words they're used and trying to keep the lines clear as much as possible. Though, that said, Epsilon's still winning that mid-fight pretty decisively.
Yeah, with Epsilon's comms, you're having all 6 players shouting at the same time, whereas Mix-up really sort of less calls on that. I think, I don't know, I mean, each team has different styles, but it seems to be working alright for Epsilon so far as they're 4-2 up and just pushed into last with an Uber advantage right now. And they're going to pick up Enigma. Kyler's going to get headshot though. And now Nox is in alone. He's in alone with this Uber. Mike just got juggled out there. And now they're picking up players though. Bash just getting a triple kill there. And now Platinum's alone to defend. He's got 94 HP. Squid's somewhere with him. Squid's jumping in on War. War takes an arrow from Nox there, but it was not going to be enough. And there's going to be a spawning Enigma to chase out Nox.
Enigma might actually try to take this fight. He is. I mean, against the buff scout being actively healed by his medic. But Enigma, he's still got pretty good health. He's finally going to back off as that 1v2 becomes a 1v4. And I don't think there's any scout in the world who's comfortable enough taking that kind of fight. But Mix-up are actually getting aggressive. Seagull coming out to the drop and opening things up at the bottom, doing a ton of damage onto Mike, causing Kyler to then overextend. Platinum getting that frag onto War. That's a bunch of damage away. And Tech actually gets the headshot onto Seagull as a back cap comes in from Bash.
Where did he go?
I totally missed it. He must have gone up drop down.
I swear to God, Mix were watching every single exit. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. But 5-2, my prediction was clearly wrong, but yours can still be right.
I hold out hope still. Moving now into this next mid-fight. Mix-up going through their valley, going towards the closet. Platinum actually gets completely caught out by himself at the back of his train though, and he's immediately going down. The first casualty of this mid-fight. Hardblue following immediately after. Oh, this is Epsilon mid volume 6 right now. Let me tell you, they are very comfortably handling this. But Squid and Enigma are actually kind of making things happen. Let's see what Squid can do in this 1v2 situation against these scouts. He's actually staying alive for quite some time, but he's down to just pistol. He's got no scatter loaded. Surely, oh my God, Squid, that robot arm tracking buys his team not only a couple frags, but a lot of time. They have respawns now, and Ryushi, the Ubers are even.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up Nox right at the last second. Both him and Enigma, they've got, what, 4 frags between them on that middle? That's just so good. But Kyler, where even was Platinum? I don't understand where these frags are coming from. Mix just have to retreat. They can't push this without their demo man and main caller. War's going to jump in aggressively onto Harvey though. Is he going to do anything? Seagull gets cleaned up behind him. TLR's on 1 HP. He's going to get cleaned up. Bash is coming in now. He's trying to hit Squid. And this is the rematch right now. Mix up Squid versus Bash. And it looks like Bash is going to win with a little bit of help from Kyler. Enigma tries to come in from behind, does not take down Nox. Got him down to 9 HP though, so it's really, really close. But we've got, what, 49 seconds left in this round right now?
Yeah, it looks like this match might be coming to an end with a 3-round deficit for Mix-up and only 40 seconds left. I think I think this one might be mathematically impossible for them to recover from. That said, we still have what might be the good night push coming in from Epsilon. No, they are going to back off as Mike is still in here trying to make something happen. He does pick up Seagull, getting rushed by Squid as well, doing a lot of damage. Mike somehow is still living through a lot of that. And now Epsilon just coming in all out. You know, there's only 20 seconds left. May as well try to get a clean round win out of it. But yeah, I think a 5-2 is might be actually no. Don't want to speak too soon, Ryushi. We have Tech coming in with the bomb, Bash rushing in as well. Harblu is just going to Uber on the point, saying, no, we're not going to make this 6-2. 5-2 is plenty, thank you. Taunting to finish out the round. And that was Epsilon versus Classic Mix-Up. And really quick here, we're going to fire up these logs and try to see if we can analyze this match. A little bit of post-commentary for you guys as we actually look here at Mix-Up Enigma right now on the stream cam.
Yeah, going straight to the crowd just after they finished clapping. Come on, guys, can't you clap a little bit harder? Can you do something? Look alive. No, you're all dead. Okay, crowd is dead.
Ace is starting to slow clap. He's getting it going. Big props to Ace out there. Hopefully we get a stats link sent our way momentarily. We can maybe try to dissect what was happening in that stream. Our crack production team is working on these stats, Ryushi. But I'm just gonna, freestyle from the top of my dome about things I remembered from that match. As I said, it seemed that Mix-Up's comms were, a little bit more quiet, a little bit more coordinated, but Epsilon just seemed like they were kind of on fire. They were just hitting so much huge damage. Their comms were hectic, but they were hectic with a purpose. It just seemed like they were really just firing on all cylinders, going as fast as they could. But as I say that, we have these stats up here. Ryushi, what are you seeing from these numbers?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of damage from both War and Mike. Actually, I'm also seeing a lot of damage from Squid. Squid out-damaging both TLR and Platinum there. Only just, but still, that's just insane for a Scout to get more than the Pocket and the Demo.
Wait, a Scout got more? Oh, holy cow, yeah, wow. That is quite unusual. For sure, but yeah, we just see the really big damage deficit. Epsilon, War, and Mike just the only players above 300, and they're in fact both above 350. No one was even close to the damage they were doing. They were both breaking 10K in that match. And just the story of every match we've seen so far has been, War just topping the frags and the damage. But Enigma and Sky High actually had quite a few frags for Mix-Up. It seemed that they were really staying alive in a lot of these fights. Like, they were often the last people to die, and they were doing a really good job of cleaning up the damage coming out of the heavy classes from Mix-Up. So I don't know. Maybe they just need to tighten the timing of their damage to frag conversion. But it seems like it's there. They just need to maybe clean up the routine a little bit more. Let me just glance over at my production crew really quick, see if we have some replays going. We got 2 replays we're gonna fire into here right quick. As we're looking at, I believe is that Bash there we're looking at?
That's Bash there, and I think sort of with his head right behind your picture there, that's Kylo.
Okay. Right now we're looking at Tech right now in this mid fight. Juggles up, ooh, and he does take down Harblu with a crisp little air shot right there. That was definitely a nice, easy play. Oh, gets another one onto that Scout. My goodness. He doesn't quite finish the frag, but may as well have. He got him down to like 5 health. Squid now, just taking this man fight against War, but War says, no. Takes him down with the sign. I think that was the end of like a 4-kill streak for War right there. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this cast of Epsilon versus Mix-Up, but don't go anywhere. This is still day 1. We have, I think, a few more matches, maybe 1 or 2 more coming. My production crew's nodding at me confidently. We definitely do have matches. I'm Lang. This has been Ryushi, and we'll be back with a little bit more casting for you right after this.